Hello everyone. Okay, let's see here we are going to deal with a system of linear equation. So this is the things that we are going to discuss in our lecture. So before we make the further discussion on this, I think it's better for us to discuss the end results of this lecture. So here the intention of the syllabus is to make sure that you are supposed to know how to deal with a different method of solving the system of linear equation. So basically here you actually can know how to get the value of your variables x, y, and z by using a different techniques. So here, since we are going to deal with different technique, one of it will be a Cramer's rule. So you are supposed to know how to deal with the determinant of matrix. It's either 2 by 2 matrix or 3 by 3 matrix. I'm going to give you an example on this part. And the third one, you are going to see the inconsistency solution. So here also we will discuss further in our next video. Alright, so for introduction, system of linear equation is basically a few lines of equation with some variables. So which is here we are supposed to deal with equations and also variables, and the objective is to find what is the value of those variables. So the simple example, usually we are going to use two variables as stated here, which is 2x minus y equals to 5 and x plus 4 y is equals to 7, where you can see that this is your first equation and the x plus 4y equals to 7 is your second equation. So you can actually try to solve or to find the value of x and y here by using a method of substitution. So this is one of the discussion. And then we are going to see on how to do elimination method, and the third one we are going to see how to deal with a Cramer's rule. So here let us see the part of substitution method. So you can actually try to download this note from Moodle. Okay, here let's say the question asks you to calculate the value of x and y, or to solve the system equation by using the substitution method. So please bear in mind, if I give you this kind of question where I mention clearly the method that you need to use, you need to actually follow the instruction, or otherwise I will deduct your mark. But if there's no such thing as mentioning about the method, so basically you can just use any of these three methods. It's up to you. So please read the instruction carefully. So here, since we are dealing with the substitution method, let us try to see it in our whiteboard. Okay, I already copied the same question there. So now let us try to deal with our substitution method. So in order for us to use what we call as, or the question here asks you to find the substitution method. So here I'm going to use what we call as substitution method to solve the value of x, y. So what is the value of x and what's supposed to value the value of y that we are going to get. So the first step that you need to do here is you are going to name these two equations. Let's say I try to name this part as equation number 1 and this is the equation number 2. So let us start everything from the first equation. So from the first equation, we can get here, okay, let's copy again the equation there. So you are going to get here 3x plus with 2y here, so you are going to get 2y equals to 3. So this is your equation number 1. So let us bring the what we call as a name tag there. Okay, number 1 there. So, alright. So let us now try to choose which variables that will become our equation here. So let's say I want to write it in terms of y in terms of x. So I'm going to bring the value of 3x to the other side. So you are supposed to get here 2y equals to 3 minus with 3x, because this is an addition between two numbers. So if you bring these things to the other side, it becomes another operation, which is subtraction. So this is a multiplication between 2 and y. So if you want to bring the value of 2 to the other side, you are going to get here, okay, right, again this part, and the value of 2 is supposed to be your division. So you are going to get here y equals to 3 minus 3x over 2. This is your, let's say, your third equation. Alright, so in order for you to solve this part, please make sure you substitute the value of 3, okay, your third equation, into the second equation. Don't put the third equation into the first equation, or otherwise you are going to stuck somewhere, because you try to alter the first equation, so you need to you cannot simply put the alteration into the first equation again. You need to put it into another equation. So it's better for you to sub the third equation into 2. So here, if you see the value of y equals to 3 minus 3x over 2. So let's write back what is the equation number 2 is about. So equation number 2 is negative 2x minus y equals to negative 1. If you see here, the things that we are going to change here is this part, y. We are going to replace it with this one. So here basically we are going to change for this part. So let's try to do it. So you are going to get here negative 2x minus with what is the value of your y here? It's supposed to be 3 minus 3x over 2, and then it is equals to 1. Okay, it's time for us to eliminate the bracket. So in order for you to deal with that one, so you need to multiply both of this value into that part. So you are going to get here negative 2x minus 3 over 2. So because you still have 2 here, so it will be negative, and negative will become positive. 3 over 2x is equals to negative 1. So I think you just need to deal with some algebraic expression here, or what you need to do here is you bring the negative 3 over 2 to the other side. So you are going to get here negative 2x plus with 3 over 2x equals to negative 1. So if you bring the negative 3 over 2 to the other side, it becomes a positive 3 over 2. So try to solve the value of x. So you are supposed to get, so here negative 2x plus with 3 over 2x. Okay, you can put the value into your calculator. Negative 2 plus with 3 over 2. I think you are supposed to get here the negative 1 over 2x. And here if you put into your calculator, I think you are supposed to get half. So it will be half divided by negative half. It's supposed to be negative 1. This is the value of your x. So once you get the value of x equals to negative 1, you can substitute it anywhere in the equation that you have, either number 1, number 2, or number 3. It's up to you. So let's say I want to choose it, substitute into 3. So you are going to substitute this value, use another color here. The value of x equals to negative 1, you are going to substitute it into negative 3 to get the value of y there. So the value of y is supposed to be, y is equals to 3 minus with 3, because you have x here. This is the value of your x, right? So you are going to substitute the value of negative 1 there. over 2. Let's try to calculate here. Negative 3 multiplied by negative 1 is supposed to be positive 3. So it will be 6 divided by 2. So the final answer is supposed to be 3. So here what you can say that the value of your x is equals to negative 1 and the value of your y is equals to 3. So you can try to get back the value once whether it's correct or not into the first equation. Let's try to put the value of 3, x equals to negative 1 and the value of y equals to 3. I suppose that you are going to get 3 there. You can try by your own there. Okay. Alright, so on the next video I'm going to show you how to deal with the elimination method. Okay, see you in the next video.